Yeah! I'm taking you down with me, boy!
In light of a tragedy, many resort to unorthodox ways to cope with grief. Some turn to a meal, others to a bottle spout, but only real ones know that the ultimate cope comes with the thrill of inflicting this pain onto others. Which is exactly what you'll do once you've got your hands on this build that I call Lucille times Glenn equals true. I won't apologize. Spice up your gameplay by combining cold with the blood flame blade, which in turn results in an entourage of procs as the flame resets the freeze and bleeds your opponent's ass dry as Shireen Baratheon in Season 5. Besides the suboptimal level requirement, the distribution is rather favorable, and considering the fact that the build scars Melania more than her HIV does, this build has unanimously qualified for S rank on the build efficiency scale. Thanks for making it this far into the video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, as I've gone to the ends of the earth and back to collect some of the best footage I can for your entertainment, much at the expense of my own sanity. And with that, sit back, grab a snack, relax, and enjoy the rest of the video. And welcome back, everyone! We're gonna continue playing along with the PvP here, using this build. See, this build, oddly enough, the fashion is like the worst character within all of Elden Ring. It's like the mix between fucking Vare and Gideon Ofnir. Oh, come here, you. What the? How the fuck did he get away with that? And we're fighting Mr. Hurdle Turtle. Oh, I love that name. And he got away with that somehow. Yeah, come on, Hurdle. I'll show you the real flips. And there we go. And stay down, Mr. Hurdle Turtle. Wasn't much of a hurdle to me. That's right. Stay down. Oh, I didn't even realize I switched gauntlets here. Before stepping into the next one here, I want to reiterate that, like, this YouTube commentary thing is extremely difficult. And it reminds me of, like, the conversations we had back in 2012, where we were talking about, oh, these YouTubers, they're basically talentless hacks who are just playing video games and enjoying themselves. No! You would think I enjoy talking, trying to remain interesting while fighting in a PvP match in the games such as Elden Ring as well. Like, this shit requires focus. Anyway, sorry about that tantrum. Restorix. Ah, of course. Of course. Of course! See, that's what happens when you start talking. Your gameplay starts sucking, and then you gotta get on your knees and start sucking. No, I'm joking. I'm not a Hollywood actor. So, if you're tuning in this week so far, you might see that I'm deviating from my regular formula. I'm trying to tell stories now, yeah! Would you imagine try being interesting while actually playing Elden Ring? That shit ain't no fucking game, boy. Jesus, yeah. And we're fighting Hurdle Turtle again. But let me talk about, like, how misleading turtles are, right? Because turtles, they are, like, extremely fucking protective, right? They have their protective shell. And you'd think that it would keep them safe, right? Because if you've ever held a turtle, like, they're fucking dense as shit. Those fucking, wow, I need to stop swearing. But anyway, like, those shells are extremely fucking... How did you just take 74 damage from that? I'm actually offended. Almost as offended as I am at turtles. And this is why we're discussing turtles, by the way. Because their name is Hurdle Turtle. I guess my overall point was that the carapace of a turtle is actually soft as shit compared to, like, sharks and, like, actual predators. Predators have no problem ripping through that. Okay, so we need to have a conversation about the inevitable shutdown of TikTok in America. You have no idea how depressing that is gonna be. Me as a Scandinavian, our culture, our entertainment culture is literally so bad, it's all about drama and intercourse. There's literally nothing else. We're just gonna be talking about intercourse when you guys are gone. Please, get your Biden man out of office and put in TikTok. Anyway, back to my point at hand. I enjoy intercourse, okay? I guess I have nothing against it or anything. It's just that it's not very entertaining to talk about now, is it, right? I know how I think I know how intercourse works anyway. Woo! That's right, take a stroke of my blade. That sort of got off in the wrong conversation there. That was not appropriate at all, but neither is your clothing, so we're good on that one now, aren't we? Ah! Why am I doing so little damage all of a sudden? Jeebus, man. Oh, stop it, you, Mr. Red Knight. Oh. Yeah! Finally a victory. Regardless, I am gonna miss the likes of Joe Bartolozzi when TikTok is gone, right? Hopefully he sticks around on YouTube Shorts, though. But Jesus Christ, TikTok is about to be an absolute cesspool. Next up, we're gonna have to have a conversation about Joe Rogan. Yes! The man, the myth, the legend, Joe Rogan. Look, like, I enjoy his podcast and all, but he has a lot of weirdo friends, I must admit, right? And that's partially why he's interesting, don't get me wrong. It's just he has so many different, comedian friends, right? That's my issue with him, honestly. Like, my issue with him is that he has a lot of unfunny comedian friends. So when I tune into his podcast, it's either an absolutely hilarious fucking conversation, or it's a horrendous... You're very slippery, aren't you? You're one slippery lad. The slippery doodah. I dodged that. Why isn't he procced with bleed yet? But that's the thing about Joe Rogan, is that he's got way too many bad episodes with his unfunny comedian friends that when I tune in sometimes I'm spending like an hour listening to a conversation. I don't enjoy at all. You know, I've since begun to realize that my performance thus far in this video is not indicative of what I've ranked this build on the build efficiency scale. Ooh. Look at that man, he's having a bit of fun here. He's got a beak. And some swords. Woo! There we go. He's got a cute little beak. Speaking of beak, did you know that eagles, they like fuck up their beak when they get old, right? That's how they usually die. Like, they don't die of old age. They just slam their beak into like rocks and break it off, and then hopefully it grows back in time by the time they need to eat again. And that is like a horrible way to go. You're either gonna starve to death, or you're gonna like just die from like blood loss or something. Which is weird, because I don't even think that their beaks bleed. Like, who would have thought that beaks bleed? Like, perhaps if it's very close to the face, yeah, sure. Like fingernails almost, you know? Oh my god, leave me alone, would ya? Yeah. And you've been put down. Unfortunately, I'm not able to smash your beak into the ground like the eagle does. But you know, the eagle has a lot of self-loathing, just like me. But in regards to Joe Rogan, again, sorry, this conversation is dragging on, But, like, I want to emphasize that, like, Joe Rogan has a lot of really good... Honestly, he has the best comedian friends, right? I love the Joe guy. You know, this guy who has always got this, this roaring voice and talking about how he shits on buses and get fucking makes women cry because he fucking stinks. His fart stinks so much that people start crying. Now that is fucking hilarious. Don't get me wrong. So I wanna like rank the best Joe Rogan comedians, right? So obviously Joe, this man Joe, yeah, he is obviously among them. He is on the top for me personally. I love that guy. I can't even remember his last name, which really sucks because I can remember everyone else's last name apparently for some odd reason, right? I just remember their name, but not Joe's name, the one person I enjoy the most. We have Theo Vaughn, right? We have holy schmoly, what was his name? Shane Gillis. Love Shane. Absolutely hilarious. Kevin Hart, obviously. That man is one of the few people who can still be like fucking wholesome and like wholesome and funny. Hilariously funny. Ricky Gervais, obviously. He is the man, he is the myth, he is the legend. He is the one behind it all. Oh, stop it, you. Oh my god, this guy's really good. Have I forgotten about anyone? Amy Schumer. No. Hopefully she's not friends with Joe Rogan. I doubt Joe Rogan would be friends with the like of Amy Schumer. If so, that would be extremely surprising. Next up, we are gonna have to have a conversation about how misleading koalas are, right? Because koalas, they're like nature's ultimate teddy bear. That was very rude, by the way. But they're also like the most inappropriate animals ever. Like, they're the most sexually deviant animals on the face of the earth. Or among, at the very least. Among the most sexually deviant. Like, they are so sexually deviant that you can contract an STD just by picking them up. That is not even a joke. That is a literal case that went down. Somebody almost got divorced because of it. Speaking of documentaries, let's bring up a cold case that is just about as interesting as any other cold case on the Scary Interesting channel. Like, what the fuck happened to Little Tay? And if you don't know, Little Tay was like that little Asian child who was flexing her, like, I think it was her mother's real estate properties or something like that. It was really fucking weird. But it was like back in 2014, she took the internet by storm, and everyone, seemingly fucking everyone, has forgotten about her. Not me. For some odd reason, not me. Wow. Come here, you. You're no Little Tay. Wow. Ooh, you're getting away with this. But speaking of Little Tay, that was a whip. That's probably what her stepfather did with her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ow! I'm sorry, guys. Please don't cancel me. The opportunity was literally right there. Come on, it's a funny joke. Please laugh. It was funny.